Welcome to another episode, Q&A style for the Strong Family Project. Lots of questions have been coming in for parents. We appreciate you being committed to your families to raise your hand and say, hey, I got a question on this. Let's chat about it and give me some different perspectives. So Mel and I are going to chat on this question from Michael. Michael actually asked two questions, so I want to hit them both at once. And that is, how do I get my preteen to be a self-starter? How do I raise a self-starter / get my preteen to take initiative? And so a couple ideas, Michael. We'll talk strategies, we'll talk tactics. If you've tried it or if you have more perspective, feel free to comment and so that we can continue to help further. So the first is giving them breathing room in projects. How we do projects with our kids, how we do establish core values, how we run family meetings, how we decide where we're going. The first thing we do is that we define what success looks like on a project. And so whether it's mulching the yard, whether it's filling in a pothole on our mountain road, whether it's them reading 15 minutes a day, those are all examples of projects we want done. And we explain why we want it done and we define success. And then we give variety in how it gets accomplished so that they can put their own spin on it. And so being very clear with what the outcome is and then letting them try different things to get there, they'll start to learn the fastest path or the best path or the one they like the more or what fits their personality type more, but you hold the standard of what you want the outcome to be.
And I think it's important to have a discussion with them and help them come up with several solutions. So that if they come up with a solution, then even though you're helping them in that initial process, they will take more ownership over it than just assuming they'll figure it out for themselves.
Last one's just a little bit of a tactic for you, Michael, because this is a deep question. And it's, hey, what can I do now to help work with them? Is you don't really have this confrontational back and forth when it comes to a project or you want them to do something. You acknowledge how they feel or think about it and then pose a question back to him or her to answer themselves. That starts the getting a self-starter, getting their own initiative. I'll give you an example. Someone wants to build a BattleBot, doesn't have the money for it. Say, I agree, I would love for you to build the BattleBot. So you're explaining how they're feeling. I also see that you have spent your money elsewhere. What are 10 projects that you could do that could earn you the money for it? And he went and brainstormed a list and it ended up being really helpful. There's a bunch of stuff on there, from filling in the potholes in the road that we talked about, to mulching the front yard, to mulching a neighbor's yard, to working on these ornament projects that we agreed with them that they want this thing. Then we posed a question on how are they going to get it. Now in the process, we're going to support a lot. Yes, I'm out there next to them when they're doing a lot of these projects, but that's part of the phase where they're learning to do it by themselves. And I have one more thing, but Mel, go ahead.
And when you start a project, make sure that it's completed. Mm-hmm. I think having the win of starting it, following through and completing it will only progress them to want to start another project and fully finish it.
And this could be a whole podcast episode. I'll give the last tip of making sure that they're supported during the project, which is they watch you do something, you watch them do something, they do independently. That is the path to getting them to be a self-starter. It can't be they do independently if they haven't watched you be successful at it or know how to do whatever the task is. If you haven't watched and supported them, you're just trying to leap to independence first. So they watch you do, you watch them do, they do independently. If you can repeat that with most tasks, you'll be set up for success with them being successful at it. And as they build more successes, then they can be self-starters because now they know that being successful feels good. Thank you for those questions, Michael. Really appreciate it.